Lightning Strike Studio presents.
What's new? Podcast and stuff. Hey everybody, guess who? We're back for episode. Yes, I have two hands. I wish I should have brought Ric Flair's music and played it on a tape deck or something, so that way you get the feeling of this moment. We've hit double digits, folks. Maybe my editor could throw in a little boo, boo, boo. You know the Nature Boy Ric Flair's 2001 Space Odyssey music? That was the worst rendition you'll ever hear done, folks. Right here on Larry's new wrestling podcast and stuff. We're back, folks, for episode 10. We hit the X, like D-Generation X. Once again, I think that's it. WrestleMania 10 was the slash X and then another slash. This is our number 10, folks. Like that wrestler that really no one cares about that, I don't know, it's Shawn Spears. That's right. I didn't mean it, sir, but you're new and your gimmick with the 10 thing didn't work in WWE. Now they're wasting you in I always said WCW. Technically it's WCW, it's AEW, and that's the show that you're on now. And they're wasting you when you... I didn't watch the actual pay-per-view where you did the Double or Nothing with Tully Blanchard on your crotch. And for some reason, folks, when you put a wrestler who's legendary on your front crotch area, I don't consider that respect. I consider that disrespect. So that's why I never went to go look at that footage. Like, he really had a picture of the guy who's supposed to be his mentor on his crotch. One of the most legendary groups in the history of professional wrestling, the Four Horsemen, and you put it on your crotch. Now, I can understand if you got a fake tattoo on your shoulder. That would have been funnier. But Tully Blanchard's face on your crotch just says no respect. I'm sorry, folks. We go off on a tangent here on Larry's new wrestling podcast because I want to introduce you to the sport of professional wrestling. What it is something that's influenced me, changed my life forever, and we're going to continue to tell you that this is one of my favorite things, folks, as not a pastime, but as a influence, as a thing that helped me become who I am today. It helped me. It developed my personality, professional wrestling. I'm very unique. I'm very eccentric. I'm very different. And every gimmick in professional wrestling was that. It was leprechauns to big giants. It was basically a Hulk versus a Savage. You know, that was the world of professional wrestling. Since we said Macho Man, Randy Savage, the guy on my shirt, can you dig it? Electric. That was the worst, or maybe you think pretty good. I don't know, folks. Start to leave comments. I'm looking for everyone to leave a comment now. If you watch the show, please, whatever you're watching on, if it's on YouTube, please subscribe to the show, number one. Thank you for the minimal amount of subscribers, but we do have them. Thank you to that small group of loyal people that we're building strong, folks. One episode at a time. I'm not going to say the gimmick one day at a time, but I just did. So please, subscribe to our show. I used to say subscribe. I think it's subscribe, right? Whatever. Just click on that thing that allows you to know when I'm doing a new show. So you get these interesting random rants. I don't know how to describe what I do on Larry's new wrestling podcast. I describe it as stuff. What we do here, we entertain. During these very difficult times, I'm trying to do my William Shatner. I don't know. I'm trying to make sure you know. We are in a very interesting time in our world. And I am very much, I don't want to say over it, but I just did a Zoom thing. And I tell you, it feels like that's the only way we're ever going to be able to communicate. It's not the same world anymore. It doesn't feel the same. So I do these shows now out of the front seat of the Ford Escape, and I want to let you know I'm on my hometown location area, and I'll tell you that's all you're going to get. You're not going to find me. Anyways, the whole point is that I'm doing the show from a very interesting location because even if I did have the money, how many people could I have in my studio to enjoy Larry's new wrestling podcast from the YouTube studios in Los Angeles. That's what we're aiming for, folks. So we're trying to upgrade from the front seat here because we're better than that, but we're good. We're going to start doing some Zooms with celebrity entertainers, celebrity WWE, WCW, NWA, WCW superstars that want to be a part of our podcast. We might be doing these Zooms very, very soon, folks. After what I saw, I see the potential for more. We're going to be doing some twitch.tv. But for now, podcasting on iTunes, YouTube. We're doing something for you folks. Soundbean, Twitter, follow us, Larry Lawrence Podcast, at Larry Lawrence Podcast. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're all over the place, folks. Find us. I didn't do the hands, but if you're watching this on YouTube, it's TikTok. I learned that is my dance from my producer, editor, making a little TikTok video of me doing that for our TikTok page. But really, I don't get TikTok. But if it gets me 50,000 views from something stupid, I will take it. TikTok. 50,000 views gone viral for doing, it's the new TikTok dance. Get it? Everyone, it'll go viral. TikTok. I want you to do this, folks. We're going to go viral. TikTok. See that? If I don't go viral on TikTok by the TikTok dance, whatever. TikTok. Add the whatever to the dance. Here we go. TikTok, whatever. TikTok, whatever. I want that trending all over the world, baby. I want to be the next sensation across the nation. That was my old gimmick, but I'll take it and renew it and rebrand it, like Gary Vee would say. See? We're making this happen, folks, right here. We're promoting Jim Cornette's podcast, Gary Vee's podcast. All these people are on the internet. They're making a living. And my little nephews watch a guy whose name starts with the initial B. And that's all you're going to get. And he says, we're $20 million on YouTube from an educational video type thing. He's like Pee Wee Herman on drugs. That guy is rich, Google rich, from doing nothing. So, folks, may the force be with you. It's out there. You can do it. Believe in yourself, and you can make yourself into something special. Or maybe you are already special, and we still love you. There's a joke somewhere in there, folks. Figure it out. I am special, inside and out. That's what I tell every woman I meet, and she walks away. Yes, every woman. Seemingly every woman. I'm single for a reason, folks. There's a reason I'm single. Look in the freaking camera in front of me. You'll understand. That's why I'm single. I'm just saying I have a face for radio. It's okay. I've embraced it. Don't tell my dad because he gets mad, but he's dead. God rest your soul, Dad. I love you, and this show is for you. No jokes. I love my family, and I really, really love the fact that I can give this back to my dad. And it's like, you know why I can be a goof like that? Is because Larry's new wrestling podcast and stuff. We love our family. If you're here on Earth, we love you. If you're here or not, we love you. And I really want you to know, there are those that are going to celebrate a Father's Day this Sunday. I don't even know what day Father's Day is anymore, but I love you, Dad. Happy Father's Day. And for all you fathers out there coming up, if you watch this episode around that time, you know that not everybody knows who their father is. I did. And my producer, editor knows his father. And I tell you, we all love our dads and respect. And you see, we wander sometimes, folks. We get a little intimate. We get a little lovely. And we get a little goofy. But seriously, folks, thank you for listening. All you people out there, you dads, thank you for all you do. Respect to everybody. All the male wrestlers in the World Wrestling Federation who have to leave their families and go on that road night after night to entertain us, the fans. Thank you. I don't do those stupid chants or claps, okay? Anyways, back to focus. That's our thing here, folks. We like to focus on the agenda today. We ramble a little bit in the beginning. That's called stuff. And then we continue to focus on the show, if there is one. Here it is. Sting. Ow! This is Sting, folks. The Stinger. The man whose name is synonymous with WCW and the NWA and even, I believe, UWF and GFWF, I believe, no, that's Jeff Jarrett's Global Force Wrestling's GFW, though that no longer exists. But there was that Global Wrestling on ESPN. That's where I think I saw Sting and the Dingo Warrior way back when. Man, I was a little kid, and I saw these two painted guys in the ring, and they were a tag team. One was the Dingo, Jim Hellwig, who eventually would become the Ultimate Warrior, and the second guy is Sting, and that is the second guy. And I tell you, folks, Sting is one of the greatest professional wrestlers in the history of wrestling that never got his just due. Even at WrestleMania in the Bay Area, I wish I could have been there, folks, to see Sting versus Triple H. One of the greatest opportunities for me to see the DX and the NWO in the same ring. And I was going through some financial difficulties and a mental thing at the time, a little mental struggle with life. And I couldn't be there in attendance. I even tried to become a Russian. I found out they're trying to cast Russian people for that scene where, what's his name, Rusev comes out to the ring, and the tank guys, or I would have been a Terminator guy for Triple H in that entrance, but unfortunately I couldn't be there. And that's okay. And I tried. I knew people that worked for WWE that could have helped me out, and they just came up a little bit short, no pun intended, for Larry, because it didn't happen. But it was meant to be. I didn't have my WrestleMania moment, but I still enjoyed seeing the Stinger in WWE and all the reasons why I watched wrestling back in the day. I used to go to my grandma's house and watch WCW on TBS. Superstation. 6:05 Eastern. But I was on the Pacific, so I had to -3 every time, so that would be technically 3:05 Pacific time, but they never said it like that. So, luckily, I wasn't that stupid of a kid. I was pretty stupid. But sometimes I overslept to miss wrestling in the morning. That made me very mad, because I was like, damn it, Soul Train was on. Peace, love, and soul with Don Cornelius. And then WWF Superstars with Hulkamania, Andre the Giant, King Kong Bundy. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. The old school, baby. Saturday morning cartoons, the Smurfs, the Snorks. I mean, they were underwater Smurfs. I mean, they were weird. And we called them the Snorks. Weird. I loved it, though. On NBC Saturday mornings. The Care Bears, more for girls. Rainbow Bright, more for girls. The 80s cartoons will never be touched. The Autobots, the Decepticons. Why are we talking about 80s cartoons now on Larry's new wrestling podcast? And here we go. Stuff. You get why there's a thing called stuff in the title? We're talking about stuff, aren't we now? Back to focus. Sting. My friends, this is Sting. That was the announcement from Gary Michael Capetta, who we should have on the show in the future. I heard an interview with him not too long ago. He's still a big part of professional wrestling. He does indie shows. He was the voice of the WCW in the early 90s. That's very, very kind to know he has 3 names. And I knew that squeaky voice of his because he kind of had that very unique, eccentric voice like I do. Like, you know, oh yeah, that's Larry. Makes you cringe when you're Larry, but Gary Michael Capetta, I knew what we were ready for our next match. By that unique voice of yours. Howard Finkel had his. Let's go back, and Jim Ross, let's go back up to the ring. Well, Gary Michael Capetta with his southern accent. That was the worst Oklahoman you'll ever hear. So sorry, Mr. Ross, whenever I interview you, forgive me for my bad Oklahoman gift to you. That, you know, like, I'll do it for you while we Zoom. But I'll tell you right now, I apologize in advance when I interview you, Mr. Ross, that I am the worst Oklahoman accent. And you're going to be like, that's all right, Larry. See, I did it again. I'm so sorry in advance. Anyways, back to focus. Sting is one of the ultimate wrestlers, folks. And he's teaming up with the future Ultimate Warrior at the time. But this is back in the early, mid-80s. And I'll tell you, I don't know why I did it like that, but I'll tell you that we are trying our best to figure out where this man has ever done anything wrong in the sport of wrestling. He never did, folks. He was technically a good guy for the majority of his career. Except he did a rebel, bad guy character in Red and joined something called the NWO Wolfpack. For a brief moment, we had a red-faced, painted Sting. I have a t-shirt, didn't wear it today, should have, But nonetheless, Savage was even in that group. It was Kevin Nash as the leader, Conan's on the shirt, Luger's on the shirt, Sting's on the shirt, and I'll tell you, it is a cool shirt because that was a unique version of the NWO. I liked it. It was edgy. People kept saying it was overkill. I disagree. I thought it brought more fans into what the product was doing, giving us an alternative. Do we want to be red and black, or do we want to be white and black? So there was that, feud, which I think they could have kept going for a long, long time, in my opinion. Make Nash his whole entity, his own entity, and then make Hogan his, and then finally one wins over the other. And maybe, who knows, just say that we're NWO for life and we don't need a logo anymore. We just represent. I don't know. There's all kinds of ways we could have gone right. I could keep talking about this till my face turns blue, but back to focus, Sting. We're going to tell you folks right now that I have a lot of knowledge on professional wrestling. The unfortunate thing is I need more people to interview about this because my knowledge is endless. I have endless questions for those wrestlers that will come on to our show about why you did it this way or why you went that way. Why ask why? Drink Bud Dry. That was an old commercial. I'm sober, but that's my thing, not yours. If you want to go out there and do the Stone Cold Steve Austin salute, you're welcome to do it and pass out on the floor. I will pass. But I will definitely tell you right now, you will not pass on the fact that Sting is the most effective and most entertaining wrestler with spike hair, face paint, and during the documentary, the Lost Tape, Sting the Lost Tape, you notice a Sting that loves wrestling in the mid-90s. He's a wrestler that loves what he does for the fans. He even goes out into the audience and shakes hands on this camcorder footage that he basically brings a home camcorder to the arena, and it's his own personal footage of him walking around the arena, setting up himself for the match against, at the time, his name is Big Bubba. We also know him as the Big Boss Man, who is from Cobb County, Georgia. And I'll tell you right now, folks, Stinger talks about how he loves what he does, how he gets prepared. And it's like a 30-minute vignette of us seeing him shoot the shit with the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah. And how he just came to WCW. They're so chubby. And he says it's a privilege to watch Sting in the ring. He says when he's hanging out there on the apron, he enjoys watching Sting wrestle as a fan because they never got the chance to really work together because Sting never jumped to the WWF. He was the one guy who stayed loyal to the NWA and the WCW during the Monday Night Wars. Sting. And folks, I'll tell you, this man is one of the most charismatic, most well-known professional wrestlers in the history of wrestling that never got the respect he so richly deserved. Ric Flair did because he jumped, and he stayed there for a while. Sting barely came there. Sting makes an appearance in 2014, and we go through this 24 documentary as well, that Seth Rollins is really the majority of it, which I thought was kind of lame, because we get that perspective of the fan getting to finally wrestle his hero, and he basically puts him into retirement. I hate to say it, but he never wrestled again after that because of the turnbuckle bomb that he took, and his head hit off of the buckle awkwardly, and he went basically limp in the ring. Paralysis. He was this much away, inches away from paralysis, folks. For those of you on iTunes, I just put my first finger and thumb up, and that's how close he was, inches away from paralysis, or even worse, death, he says. And that, in the documentary, tells me this man has nothing else to prove in his early 50s, like The Undertaker, as we watch this documentary, and we'll go back to that one once we go back to episode 11, where I don't even have more hands, folks. I need to go 2 hands and 1. That's how many episodes we've done for you folks. Number 11 is coming, but let's focus on right now and Sting, because Stinger, you have given to the business, sacrificed your body to a point of even almost as bad as Owen Hart losing your life on national TV on pay-per-view. What if again? And you were doing the same stunt in WCW as Owen Hart did in the late 90s. Unfortunately for Owen, his tragically ended. Unfortunately for the Stinger, all the times that they did it, because they did it a lot more than once, but they were definitely prepared. And not to say that WCW money was more than WWE money, it technically was, but there's no excuse for the minor ring that they have, the smaller ring that snapped, that killed Owen Hart, versus the secure ones that carried Sting down from the rafters when he was doing the Crow gimmick. And yes, he was doing it on a regular basis on Monday night when the NWO was scared of Sting. And it was for a year and a half he didn't even wrestle. He didn't even get in the ring and wrestle. You know how cool that is for a wrestler? He gets to not wrestle but still be on Monday night television during the Monday Night Wars and to actually make mega money and be the franchise name of the company and have fans get excited just to see you in the rafters with a spotlight, maybe a crow on your arm. And we're thinking to ourselves, whoa, that's very Undertaker ominous-esque. It's the new Sting. It's not the Sting that says, ow, with the spike hair, and the music says, there, 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 there. That was the Sting music that I fell in love with. And for your ears, it was the worst thing you've ever heard if you're listening on iTunes, and I apologize. That should not be what your ears have to go through. But thank you for knowing if you go to YouTube, you can play that theme song and hear it in its proper form, okay? When you get done with my YouTube show, go to YouTube and type in search Sting's first theme. And then that's the one I want you to listen to. And that is the one that gets you jacked up to know that Stinger from Venice Beach, California. Just like the Hulkster was from Venice Beach. So these buff guys, both with tans, fake tans, and yellow blonde hair. One with a balding head, but one with spiky hair. So they're complete opposites, but pretty buff. Hogan was ginormous Hulk buff. That's why he's Hulk Hogan. And Stinger was slender buff. Like, ow! Buff guy, surfer on the beach, Venice Beach, California, brother. See what I'm saying? So, that's how that kind of gimmick got accepted as a surfer bra. It was mostly bra, not bro, like brother. That's Hogan's thing. So when you heard the word brother, you knew that was Stinger. I mean, when you knew it was Hogan. But when you heard, ow, that was the Stinger. Anyways, I hope I didn't confuse you, because I confuse myself sometimes. Folks, that's what happens here on Larry's new wrestling podcast. Please subscribe. Please tell a friend. Please like us, share our show with your friends and family and business contacts, so that way someday I could have a studio, a lovely studio. I know there's a song here somewhere, folks, in this, but I'm not going to sing. Studio, studio. I think that's Phil Collins, my ex's favorite. We're not going to talk about her. Let's keep on focus, folks. I went to the show with her. Phil Collins. We had a great time. Great guy to watch in concert live. Not really good health, but if you can catch him. Speaking of concert, COVID-19, Jesus, what am I thinking? Are we ever going to have concerts ever again, folks? I hope so. I want to produce a live comedy show. I want to get you out there, folks. Larry's show is produced by Lightning Strike Studios. Lightning Strike Studios, folks, is not just a show here. It's a brand that we are bringing comedy, music, live entertainment. We bring you edited reels. We bring you anybody in show business. You can click on our thing here, correspond with us, make a comment. How do I get web design? How do I get graphics? We're here for you, folks. We're not just a podcast about wrestling. We're everything. We're the one-stop shop for entertainment and then some. That's why we're stuff. And we're going to get PayPal, Venmo, what's that other one? We're a Cash App. We're doing it all, folks. We're going to get ourselves to a level of success because we believe in ourselves. And if you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe in yourself. That's all I got for you, folks. You got to believe in yourself. Back to focus, Sting. Sting, you have given to the business the greatest thing. Your heart, your mind, your body, your soul. You've given to this business like no other. And you deserve another Hall of Fame ring just for your sacrifice, sir. And you were inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, but you deserve more. Why? Because when I met you at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood, when I first moved there during the Ready to Rumble premiere, and I worked there as an usher, and you said hello to me, and I'll tell you straight up, man, that was one of the coolest moments. On top of when I got my jacket stolen in Oakland, California, the first ever WCW show I ever went to, with like probably less than 2,000 people there in the arena. It didn't matter. It was ghetto. Yet they even put the microphone up to the boombox on a very beat up Sony boombox. How ghetto, but it's Oakland, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, I was just going gangster on you folks. Anyways, I'm from the Bay. I can do this. I'm from the Bay Area where we say, yeah, yeah. See, we're like weird, man. We like can rap. This is where Tupac came from. The digital underground. I stop what you're doing because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. I look funny, but yo, my name's Larry Lawrence, see? See, now that's the remix, folks. And that's what happens on Larry's new wrestling podcast and stuff. You might get a rap. We're not a rapping show, folks. This isn't America's Got Talent because I have no talent. There was a joke somewhere in there, folks. Hopefully you caught it. And if you didn't, it went over your head. And that was Last Comic Standing. And I never went on that show because I felt like it was rigged. But you know what? Whatever. Reality TV is not reality, folks. I hate to tell you this. The Kardashians, I don't keep up with them. And when you slap another Kardashian, it's only because they pay you to do it. That's all I gotta say. I'm not gonna give those Armenian girls anymore. I'm sorry. I just did. Too bad. Maybe if they like my show, they can like it. Hate me? Hey, Kardashians! Subscribe. Just don't let that thing get in the way. You know that thing that gets in the way every time the camera's on your... Never mind. See, folks, here, I ramble. I rant. I'm trying to keep this G-rated, but unfortunately, we're uncensored. I'm just kidding. That's a WCW pay-per-view and what the WWF/WWE called Monday Night Raw. Uncooked, uncensored. You see what I'm saying? Randy Savage, the guy on my shirt. For those watching on YouTube. For those on iTunes, you can hear me. That was a poor wrestling chant, and I am the only one. Oh, jeez, I forgot, and I'm sorry if that hurt your ears. We're supposed to talk about the freaking greatest wrestling match ever. Oh, my goodness. Yes, folks, we're not done yet. We're going to continue. For those of you that don't want to stay with us, see you later. For those that do, check this out. We're going to talk about Randy Orton, deodorant, please. Randy Orton versus Edge. Backlash 2020. Oh my God, and the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders. Oh yes, we have to talk about that. That's the current state of wrestling. A pay-per-view at the Orlando, Florida Performance Center, folks. The Orlando Performance Center. And this is where Randy Orton and Edge had their wrestling. It was branded as the greatest wrestling match ever. It's something like Ric Flair would say. You ready, Steamboat? Are you ready for the greatest wrestling match ever? Woo! See, that's a horrible Flair. But I did it. But folks, I'll tell you right now, Steamboat and Flair had some of the greatest matches ever in the late 80s. The Triple Threat 89 year, man. Chi-Town Rumble. You know, all that stuff, man. All those matches were classic on pay-per-view. And I'll tell you, even in 94, on WCW Saturday Night, they had a clinic, too, in one of their matches. And it didn't have that same energy because it was in front of a smaller crowd, but they definitely put on a clinic in the studio for the studio wrestling fans, which is great. But, folks, man, this match, they fed fake noise all throughout the match. It sucks. It's not real already. We get it. Okay, I hate hearing it's not real. It's not. We know the winners and we know the losers are known. Okay, folks, let's let it out. Everybody knows wrestling has a predetermined winner and predetermined loser. Okay, and the referee and myself, the Sheik Hassan, would find out what we're going to finish. They tell me what the finish is and we go into the finish. There you go. We know backstage before the match. So why do we need fake noise? Why do we need to enhance the product with fake shots? Additional shots, folks, that they added to this match that were completely fake, and the camera angle they zoomed in on the faces were false. Not from the actual match. They were like a mini movie. They're scripting everything cinematic now. They're making it into like a cinematic wrestling match, and I don't like it. Because I can see the fakeness. I can see that they're overselling and they got to get a tight zoom on the face. No. Just let them wrestle. Don't make it a mini movie. Don't put Benny Hill music like with the Street Profits, man. It makes it too corny. Make a cartoon for that? Yes. It was the 80s cartoon, but you separated the goofiness with Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling, which was short-lived, but corny, Iron Sheik, Roddy Piper, in a convertible Cadillac-looking car, the Sheik with his accent, Piper with a kilt, aka Skirt. I woke up sometimes and overslept. Sometimes I made it and watched it. But I'll tell you, man, that is the 80s wrestling. The great wrestling. This cartoony stuff, keep it cartoon. But you're trying too hard to bring back the 80s style of cartoony. But it's not convincing. Something about it is not getting me. They need to stop and just let them be them. And not force the characters. And write every single line. Let them naturally do a promo. Let them speak. And make that match angry. Make it their match. Why are they fighting? You can't build a storyline off of two part-time guys. It's tough. Edge and Christian Edge and Christian. And now Christian is in the fold. He's going to be in an unsanctioned match because his body shouldn't be in the ring. So he's even coming out of retirement because there's nobody that can step up. They're going back to all these old guys to keep you involved with the WWE's current product. And I hope that we can do something, folks, as fans, to keep interested in this. But it's hard. But I love it, and I hate it both, because at least it's giving me something to watch during this COVID-19. I'm just hoping that AEW will improve their product. They got the FTR, formerly known as the Revival. So they have the ability to have a great show. Both these companies can bring back the WCW, WWE late 90s. The talent roster is there. The old school guys that are on the shelf from the early 2000s, they could start even doing that. Bring those guys back for nostalgia. The JTG, Crime Time. You know, even though Shad Gaspar just passed away, I'm sure Crime Time would be a good gimmick with a different, somewhat twist. Make him the manager of the Street Profits. There you go. Done. I just wrote it for you guys. You're welcome. WWE writers, take it. If you watch my show, take it. Take the idea and bring back JTG from Crime Time and make him the manager, because, hey, you can't have managers anymore to talk on the mic. You don't think JTG would be able to cut the greatest promo for his Street Profits and then they just all pass the mic together and make it something like that? I'm going to send him a text and tell him that, folks, because I can. I'm not trying to brag, but I can text someone that I'm supposed to have done a comedy show with and I failed. But you know what? I didn't fail. It wasn't meant to be. Let's reward that. Because even in life, any mistake you fail, it's not a fail. It's a mistake. And you learn from it, folks. And then you redo it. Just do it differently. Do it sober. And you'll see different results. And I'll tell you, my sobriety is giving me something special. It's giving me Larry's new wrestling podcast. You know what, folks? I'm going to go off right now into the sunset. Like, we're going to ride off. And we're going to go. We're going to leave. But do me a favor, folks. Subscribe to the show. Enjoy it. Don't enjoy it. It doesn't matter. I had to do it again, folks. Dwayne Johnson, the people's chump, when he went to Hollywood, he made me mad. If I work for a 7 cent production, I love your show. I love your production company. I would love to work for you. Yes. Anyways, I'm just kissing ass, folks. He's the people's champ, Dwayne Johnson, whose promos I loved in the 2000s. But as a non-wrestler, I can't get into his stuff. Titans, whatever show you got on NBC. I just plugged it. His show on NBC. I can't watch it, folks, because I don't care. I care about the Superman pose and that guy who was there on a weekly basis. But I digress. Thank you for tuning in, folks, to Larry's new wrestling podcast. We're probably going to have Venmo, PayPal, Cash App to donate. And if we don't, email us questions at LARRY, Larry, LAWRENCE, Larry Lawrence, 0925 at yahoo.com. Did you get that? If you don't, you see it underneath me. Whatever, because you know what? It's there. My editor, comedy partner, business partner will make sure of it. Email us. Let us know that you want to be on our show, ask questions, Tell us the reason why you'd like to get in touch with Larry's new wrestling podcast. There's the email. I'll do it again, folks, because I'm a whore of a promoter. You get what I'm saying. We can edit that out. Whatever. I don't care. Larry, Larry, Lawrence, the name's so nice, they name me twice. There we go. Larry Lawrence 0925 at yahoo.com. Email the show with your questions, inquiry, how do you say those things? Anyways, those things. Yes, inquiries, the I things. Business things you need us to do for business. We will reply to your business inquiries. I said it, folks. I'm sorry I got tongue twisted. I have a degree from broadcasting. Whatever. As you can see, we're right here live on iTunes, on YouTube, on Soundbean. I believe that's it. I should know all of them. There's too many of them. Twitter, Larry Lawrence Podcast, Instagram, TikTok. Remember the TikTok dance now? TikTok dance. TikTok dance. See? This can be the trend now, folks. You put two fingers in the air. You put one up, one down. TikTok dance. TikTok. Go viral. TikTok dance. I want this to go viral. TikTok dance. Folks, we're going to wrap it up. Larry's new wrestling podcast. Everyone out there, be good to each other. Have an attitude of gratitude. We love you. We appreciate your support. We love you. If I didn't say that already, get ready, set, go, folks. Thank you for all the blessings. As we leave today, realize all the negative, all the bad, all the racism, all that stuff. Let's be good to each other. Love each other. Don't buy into it, folks. Everybody deserves a chance. Our lives are whatever we make of it. Just go out there into the world today and do me a favor. Simply make it a great one. Thank you for tuning into Larry's new wrestling podcast and stuff. We'll see you soon. Episode 11. Brother. Bye-bye.